Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Beckta Meal Kit number 20. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for ordering this week. We're excited to be able to cook for you and to curate for you. So this is for October 6th to October 10th. We're getting into the cold weather months. And so we've got a little warm you up meal going into Thanksgiving weekend. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So we decided to not do the traditional turkey this week. So if you're interested in that and you really want to have some, Play actually has an amazing Thanksgiving meal that you can order hot. So maybe you've had a meal from Curated by Beckta earlier this week and you really want some Thanksgiving turkey. So we've got a beautiful one at Play. So you can just give them a call and get you hooked up. But tonight we've got the last of the heirloom tomatoes of the year. So we wanted to really embrace that. So we're going to turn that on and get that soup heated up. And we're also going to warm up our sauce for our duck, which is duck confit is like my desert island food. If I had one thing to take to a desert island to eat for the rest of my life, duck confit would probably be it. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get started. So super easy to complete this menu tonight. So I just put the duck confit in the oven. I used a cast iron pan. You don't need anything in it because the fat is going to render and it's going to just give a nice oiliness to the bottom of the pan. And then hopefully it will crisp up the skin very nicely. We've cured the duck this week with juniper and garlic. And then the soup, just put it in a pot, warm it up, and we've got our homemade lemon ricotta that we're going to garnish it with, and some smoked salt, smoked sea salt, Muldome, which is one of the great salts that our chefs use. Now, they packed probably a little more than was required in here, so make sure to keep it for other dishes when you want to add a little nice smoky component to the dish. So really, we're just going to wait for the soup to heat up, and we're going to wait for the duck to cook, and then we're going to put together our veggies, which are super easy, 3 minutes, and then just pull them away. So I'm going to jump in my fridge, which is way overcrowded, as normal on a Monday evening, and we're going to hook up dessert right now. So we got these beautiful eclairs. So Megan, who is our sous chef that just came back from maternity leave, is a wonderful and powerful baker. So you want to take them out of the plates very delicately because eclairs are by nature delicate, and that's what makes them so special. I'm going to do two different versions of this. One facing all the same direction, another one facing away, and we'll see which one looks better on this. I think I know which one is going to be more of the Instagram worthy stuff. So you literally just put the eclairs on the plate, and then we're going to top with the banana chips. So apparently plating in front of the camera is very important. So in designing dishes, chefs always think about crunch, so a textural component. So make sure when you're cooking at home and designing dishes that you think about a crunch as well. So that's what the banana chip is offering this week. Uh-oh. I think I used all the banana chips on one. We won't tell anyone. Apparently you got about 2 banana chips per eclair, not 4 like I did. Anyway, we're going to jump right to dessert, and we're going to show you the beautiful white chocolate and banana jam eclair with the toasted banana chips. That will definitely be my Instagram one. There we go. So the soup is heating up nicely. Now we're going to put the smoked salt on there, so you don't need to season this soup. It should be all beautifully seasoned for you. And then make sure my duck juice is coming along nicely. Duck confit is in there. Now we really just get to the sauteing of things. So butter features heavily in this menu this week. So we're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter for 2 people in the sorghum and 2 tablespoons of butter in the veg. So sorghum, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is an ancient grain. And the cool part is it's also gluten-free. So when you have gluten-free people coming over and you want to cook them up something nice that has that wonderful, almost pasta-like quality, then check out some sorghum. The wines this week are really cool. Probably things that you've never had before. So the white is called Follow the White Rabbit, and it's from Rosewood Estates down in Niagara. Now they change the blend every year, but it's always a blend of Chardonnay and Pinot Gris, and it's fermented naturally, which is a hard thing to do. I know that might not sound hard to do, allowing indigenous native yeasts that are just floating around in the air in order to ferment your wine. But what that does, um, it can go sideways very easily unless you have a very clean environment. So once the native yeast jump in there and start fermenting the wine, it can go very slowly as well. So you don't have a lot of control over it like manufactured or designed yeasts. Anyway, this was really interesting. It would definitely be classified as a natural wine, but it's also a very clean wine, which a lot of natural wines out there are not very clean. They're very muddy tasting sometimes, or a little too funky for my palate. But this one's beautiful. The Pinot Gris really comes out in it. Very aromatic. So I got my soup bubbling away. So that's nice. Make sure not to over bubble that. And the duck juice is coming along. So the sorghum has been reached. The melted butter there. And now we're going to melt the butter for the veg. Now, the chef said to put all the veg in at the same time. We might change the instructions a little bit because the zucchini spears, I think, are going to take a little bit longer just because of how they're cut than everything else. So we take a look. If when you get your kit, the big spears like this, I would put them in first. Let's get a little close-up version of that. They're sort of quarter versions or quarter slices of zucchini. So if they're still like that, I would throw the zucchini in first. We always adapt the instructions on Tuesday morning. So we're going to take all the sorghum and we're going to put it in the pot with the butter. Don't forget to season things. So a little salt and pepper. And while I'm doing this, I need to do a couple shout outs to people to thank them for their amazing support. So Chris and Anne Marie have been very early adopters and have been wonderful supporters for many years at Beckta and all of our restaurants, but they've been incredible to do our meal kits almost every week, and we just want to say thank you. And again, to Douglas and Christine, who have also ordered so many of our meal kits and offered some amazing feedback. I love that they said they liked our appetizers better than just about anything. Especially the carrot salad from last week's menu. So Douglas and Christine, thank you. Thank you for ordering and thank you for the feedback. We love feedback. So from anyone who's out there, whether it's your first time or your 10th time ordering our curated kits, please give us some feedback because that's the only way we get better and we're very grateful. Okay, so on to the red wine, by the way. We've got a really interesting one. Again, Italy this week. We've been doing a lot of Italian reds lately, but this beautiful with a duck confit. You want something with really bright, fresh acidity because the duck confit can be a little fatty. You want the acidity to go through it. So the wine is a Nero de Troia from Il Malgrano, Santa Lucia in Puglia. So down at the boot of Italy. Monday nights are my favorite because we get to try these things. And Connor, our wine director, has done such a great job turning me on to wines, especially Italian wines, that I never knew about. He's got such a depth of knowledge. And Connor, if you're watching this, thank you. Thanks for introducing beautiful, exotic adventures in my life. Okay, now that the zucchini has softened a little bit, we're going to go to the next ones, is the tomatillos and the eggplant, marinated eggplant. So saute this up nicely. And we're going to wait for the Swiss chard just at the end because it's going to wilt pretty quickly, and away we go. With the sorghum, it's been cooked already, so it's all nice and puffed up. So you're really just warming it up with the butter. Okay, and now the soup is ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and plate the soups. I decided to steal some plates from Beckta because in a lot of ways they're better for showing off the stuff than the ones I have at home. By the way, for those of you who ordered last week, thanks for um, just being cool about me filming at Beckta because my at-home filming didn't work out so well last week. We had a little technical issue because my gimbal, which holds my phone, decided to do a firmware update in the middle of it. So that was really interesting. Okay, the veg is coming along nicely, so I'm going to throw the Swiss char in there, turn this down a little bit. Now, Swiss char is beautiful in so many ways. It's got a little bit of bitterness. So bitterness, it's balanced by acidity, which comes in the marinated eggplant, but also in the salt, which I'm throwing in there. Okay, that's going to be nice. The duck jus is looking good. We'll just turn that off. Now, very important to clean up your plates, especially when I've got these nice white ones from Beckta, because they really show off red, saucy things like the heirloom tomato soup. All right, there we go. And now we have our lemon ricotta. So when you're eating this, make sure to sort of whisk it around so that you get a little bit of ricotta in every bite. There we go. And by the way, now that things are getting a little uglier in the COVID case count, people are a little reticent about dining out right now. So we obviously have some really amazing protocols in place, and we have people, our guests are feeling very comfortable about going out. But I get that sometimes that's not always the case, and you may want to dine at home a little bit more right now. So what we've done is we've sort of supercharged our takeout program. So if you don't want to finish the dishes yourself and you just want delicious dinner, you can order online at Beckta right now, and this week coming at Play and Gezellig as well. We've launched a huge takeout menu that are dishes that are perfect for just picking up and going home, plating them, and away you go. Sometimes you might have to dress the salad so that it doesn't wilt on the way home, but super easy stuff, and it's not like this. You don't have to clean up 5 pans like we're doing tonight. So please go to the websites and check them out. Playfood.ca, gezelligdining.ca, and Beckta.com. Really good. So here is our heirloom tomato soup with the homemade lemon ricotta and the smoked sea salt. Put that over there. All right. Next up, let's plate the main course, shall we? So sorghum goes down first. There's my smoked salt all over the place. Place will smell really good. Oh, the sorghum is amazing. The smell is just so gorgeous. Really nutty and delicious. And I think the butter probably helps. It's going to go all over the place, and you're going to need to sort of move it into the middle because it runs away from you a little bit. Okay, duck is next. This is like a magical moment for me when I pull out my favorite duck confit. I'm going to actually use a spatula, and I would encourage you guys to do the same. This one was used for the eclairs, but there's no chocolate on it, I promise. Oh, haha. Vegetables first. I always forget. Sometimes I get ahead of myself with favorite ingredients, and I forget to put the other things down first. So again, the combination of the tomatillos, the Swiss char, the zucchini. Thank you guys for watching the videos as well, because you know what? We have, every week we're putting out about 250 meals, give or take. And many of them are for 2 or for 4, and you would assume only one person sort of watches it in order to prepare. So you would think that it would be about 100 views, but we're getting about 200 to 250 views, which means maybe you guys are watching it more than once. So thanks for that. Apparently, my son, who loves YouTube more than anything, um, tells me that you can make some money off this stuff. So maybe one day we're going to make $5 for all of the views that we have on YouTube, so that sponsors will start sponsoring our dinners. Okay, now that we've got that down, we can move to the duck confit. Oh, gorgeous. Lovely. There we go. Good to the last drop. And the last thing we need is just the duck jus. So I like going over top, of course, because everything needs it. And don't forget, I didn't show you it, but seasoning with salt and pepper beforehand, before the duck goes into the oven, very important. But I didn't want to keep you here for the whole 20 minutes that it took to warm up the duck. It took about 15 minutes, but that and the plating. Oh, the smell is gorgeous. The juniper really jumps out at you. And just because I've got some extra left over on the countertop, I'm going to season this with a little bit of smoked sea salt as well, because why not? And there we have the juniper and garlic duck confit with the zucchini, Swiss chard, sorghum, and marinated eggplant. So I hope you guys enjoy your dinner. I'm very thrilled that we get to cook for you and curate for you. Everyone stay safe. I know it's a tough time right now, and we can't wait to see you back in our dining rooms when you feel comfortable, when the world sort of normalizes a little bit. But in the meantime, check out our websites at all three places, because we've got some awesome takeout options if you need to be at home a little bit more right now. So have a great week. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.